Today's video is dedicated to Casey McClara. Thank you, Casey. Heliod Suncrowned versus Kethis the Hidden Hand, Nekusar the Mindrazer, and Kelsien the Plague. We have an okay hand there. We've got some ramp and a bit of removal, so I think we'll keep that one. Nothing too incredible on turn 1. We'll get down our Soul Warden, Thaumatic Compass from Nekusar, and then the Junk player just passes the turn with 2 mana held up. We'll get down our Marble Diamond, Faithless Looting from the Mardu player, discarding Grim Haruspex and Utter End. They get themselves into the land that I assumed they were desperate to draw into. And then Nekusar getting down Folio of Fancies. Now Profane Procession from the Junk player. I think we can go for Angel of Vitality. We'll gain a life here and just hold up the Swords to Plowshares. Let's spread the vast amounts of damage around with Soul Warden, and we'll go in towards Kethis. Talisman of Dominance from Kelsien. And then a Sign in Blood keeps them at 6 cards in hand. Fate Unraveler from Nekusar, one of the draw pain effects. Let's go for our commander here, I think, and we'll continue to hold up Swords to Plowshares. And we'll go for Authority of the Consuls as well. Don't think we need to hold up swords. And after that, swing in the Angel at Nekusar. Soul Warden can go in towards the Mardu player. I don't think we've attacked them yet. And now Kelsien going in for Painful Truths, but only using 2 colours to do that, surprisingly. Oh, actually, they got the planes in with a tap land on Terramorphic Expanse, so they could only put 2 colours into that. Now Nekusar going for Painful Quandary. That's going to be bad against us. We're really going to struggle drawing cards in a mono-white deck. Alright, in response to that, Path to Exile going on the Soul Warden. That's curious, but we'll certainly ramp with that. Now the 3-4 going into our right. And yeah, definitely sitting back on the enchantment so they can exile a creature if they want to. Let's just give the Angel of Vitality lifelink here, and we'll try and encourage them to use that removal. Swing in towards Kelsien. And that manages to hit, so we'll gain a life and put a plus counter on the Angel. And then we'll get down Aetherflux Reservoir as well. I think we don't have any cards in hand, so I think we'll take advantage of the fact that we've got a lot of life gain, and we'll just take the 5 for that. Now Kelsien coming down, and they decide to discard Cunning Spark Mage. They'll also gain us a life, which will put a plus counter on the Heliod, because I don't imagine the Angel will last much longer. Now Nekusar coming down, and in response, Profane Procession will exile the Fate Unraveler. Yep, the Orzhov player continuing to hold up that enchantment. So we'll put lifelink on the Angel again. And this time we'll go down the middle at the Nekusar player. 4 cards in hand. They may well have a wheel to deal a lot of damage to us. But maybe a little bit of politicking going on, saving the Nekusar from some damage. So deciding to exile the Angel. We'll just go Anointed Procession and maybe set up for the Angel of Invention next turn. Gain a life from the Reservoir. I think we take 5 from Painful Quandary again. Now a Bosch coming down for the Mardu player. If a source you control with odd CMC would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage instead. Would go nicely with the Nekusar. Okay, and the Mardu thing is coming in at us. I don't like the look of the companion that they've just thrown out, so I'm going to Swords to Plowshares on that. And we'll take 5 life from the Painful Quandary, gain 1 from the Aetherflux Reservoir. So we only take 2 commander damage here. Now round to Nekusar's turn. They go for milling with the Folio Fancies. Each opponent mills equal to the number of cards in their hand. Well, at least that won't be too many for us. Oh, or will it? Is it the total number? Each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in their own hand. Yeah, so we should only have milled 2 there. We've milled way more than that. What's happened there? Yeah, and unless I'm misunderstanding something there, I think Folio Fancies must be bugged then. I think it might have milled us for the total, which would be 13, I think. Yeah, and look, we've all milled 13 cards, so it's totaled up the number of cards and milled us all for that. Yeah, it looks like the Mardu player noticed it as well. Oh well, hopefully the Nekusar player won't be able to take too much advantage of that. Oh, but speaking of which, already taking advantage of the extra mill. Yeah, I hope our opponent doesn't know that the artifact is bugged. Reanimate onto our big dragon. They would only have had access to a couple of lands from us if it wasn't for all the extra mill. So they get themselves into the Sun-Scorched region. Oh, and now taking advantage again of the extra mill, going for our Crested Sunmare. Yeah, so that's a game warping bug that we're seeing here. Anyhow, Altar of the Pantheon coming down for the Orzhov player. They've just got one more card to exile with the enchantment, and then that will flip round. Then round to our turn, we get into Mana Crypt, but we'll draw some more cards with Nekusar. Okay, Serret Ascendant as well, that's good. Let's drop a Mana Crypt first of all. We're going to have to take some life to the Painful Quandary. And we're making our opponent's Sun-Scorched Regent really big. Profane Procession going onto the Sun-Scorched Regent, so that flips around into a land. And we go back up to 30, so... do we bother with Serret Ascendant if we're just going to lose life? I think we go for Angel of Invention here. And we'll take the 5, go down to 25. Then back up to 27 off of our artifact. Now that animates our Heliod. So I think we'll just drop the Serret Ascendant here. We'll put some plus counters on the Angel of Invention because that does have lifelink. And we'll attempt to keep our life as high as we can. Our Heliod is a 16-16, so we'll go in at the wide open Nekusar player. And Crested Sunmare triggering thanks to the life gain from the dragon. Now General's Enforcer for the Mardu player. They put 2 commander damage on the Orzhov player. Obnixilis the Hate Twisted is another draw pain effect. And they decide to destroy our Angel and Anthem effect. That also deanimates the Heliod. We'll draw some cards here at least. But we will lose life for it. Thaumatic Compass flips at the end of the turn as well, which is relevant. Kethis finally coming into play. And they decide to discard a land with that. Then casting themselves a Fate Unraveler off of their land that got flipped. We're just going to power plus counters onto the Serret Ascendant with Heliod. And finishing the turn off, a Spear of Heliod coming down for Kethis. We draw some extra cards thanks to the Nekusar player. First thing I want to do is drop that new Wasteland. We'll get rid of the Maze of Ith, whatever it's called. Then it's Dawn of Hope. So we've got some card draw in play now, and we've also got our Heliod animated as a 15-15. So let's take the Serret Ascendant into the right, and we'll do the same with Heliod. Leave back the servos as blockers. And we'll draw a card here with Dawn of Hope. And that gets us into a land, deals us a bunch of pain. And then Folio Fancies, each player is going to draw X cards, where X is 1. Let's see if we draw 13 cards or not. Nope, that one isn't bugged, so we just draw 1, but a bunch of us get dealt pain. So we go down to 15, not doing a great job of keeping our life total up, but I think if it wasn't for all our life gain, we would have been dealt with a while ago. Let's play the Oreskos Explorer and discard a land, because I think all of our opponents have more lands than us. And we'll pay into the Dawn of Hope again. Alright, and Elesh Norn isn't terrible. Get some lands into hand as discard fodder. Now Gorgon's Head, that's the type of thing I was worried about with the Kelsien player. Anyway, they play and equip that. And then it's a Thornbite Staff. But they don't have the mana to equip it, thankfully. 1 mana shy of that. And they swing themselves in at the Orzhov player to take them out. So that's them down to 0. Alright, now a generous gift from the Mardu player going on to the Obnixilis. So that's a lot less draw pain that we're going to be taking now. But instantly replaced by an Underworld Dreams. And just passing the turn over to us. We've got Mana Crypt to worry about now as well. But we win the flip there, luckily. And of course, we just get into a land. Alright, Auriok Champion is good. Go down to 11. Let's get down the Auriok Champion. We can start discarding stuff now. We'll get rid of the Windswept Heath. Plus counter on the Serra Ascendant. And then I think we'll just have to try the Elesh Norn. Nekusar is holding up blue mana over there. Okay, and Kelsien in response is going to get rid of a servo token. They might be trying to... Yeah, they might be trying to politic there and keep us on their side. And there's a 4 bid onto the Elesh Norn. Hasn't been bought back, thankfully. Well, I was actually aiming to do something to the Nekusar player here, but thanks to that 4 bid, I think that changes things. Yeah, I don't think the politicking from the Mardu player is going to work here. Folio Fancies draws us all a card. And deals a bunch of damage to us. Yeah, I think we just have to take out the Mardu player here, to be honest, while we've got the chance. Especially with that Thornbite Staff in play. So we'll swing in and we'll gain some life here as well. Okay, well, we've been waiting here for, I don't know, about 5 or 6 minutes, something like that. The Mardu player has just gone AFK and decided to time out on us. So we both decided to eject him. He obviously didn't like the fact that we were swinging in at him there, so that's him dealt with. Okay, the Nekusar player activated the Folio Fancies on their turn, where X is 3, so we drew, of course, into 3 lands. Because it's a mono white deck, so why wouldn't you draw lands? And then they get themselves a Rakdos Signet as well. Yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be a close one. They've got a lot of commander damage on them from us. Another land for us. Yeah, really hoping we don't get flooded here. Anyway, let's drop Angel of Destiny. We've got plenty of discard fodder, like I said before. Then let's go Twilight Drover as well. Again, discarding a land. And I think we're going to have to rely on Emeria the Skyru in this game. I think that's going to be a relevant land for us. We do have enough, just about, thanks to playing the Plains previously. And with all our plus counters, we'll just swing in with some stuff here. Oh, could have left the Heliod back, actually. We'll gain some life from the Serra Ascendant at least. They do have some indestructible horses. So they should just jump here with those. Oh no, blocking with an elephant, surprisingly. No need to lose that there. Angel of Destiny will gain both of us a bunch of life. Put a plus counter on the Twilight Drover. And it will put a plus counter on itself because an elephant token left play. Yes, there we go. We jump up to 33. Our opponent goes back up to 15. We'll play Emeria the Sky Ruin. And if we can have another turn or so like that, with regards to attacks, then we should be able to get either an Aetherflux Reservoir or an Angel of Destiny win. Anyway, our opponent gets a horse at the end of the turn, so we will gain some more life. Paying into the Dawn of Hope this time. And it's another land, as you would expect. Now we've got a 4/8 Angel of Destiny with flying and double strike and sort of lifelink. Our opponent could do with a board wipe here. Ugh, River's Rebuke, yeah. Follow your fancies. We're each going to draw 2 cards. That just gives us more fodder. We get into that mana doubler that I was referencing before. So we might still be able to gain enough life by chaining off spells with Aetherflux Reservoir here. We'll have to see. Going to take a bunch of life to these horses. The horses that our opponent never would have had if it wasn't for the bug. Plummeting all the way back down to 8. Alright, now let's see how relevant Emiria the Sky Ruin is. I think we go Monastery Mentor here because I'm about to cast a bunch of non-creature spells. Going down to 4 thanks to the draw pane. I think what we want to concentrate on is Aetherflux Reservoir here, really. We'll get the mana doubler out first, so let's go Mana Crypt, which will trigger the Monastery Mentor and the Painful Quandary. We'll discard a card to Painful Quandary because we've got plenty of those. And it's Extra Planar Lens doing the same thing. So now we've got double mana. Then Aetherflux Reservoir. And let's see how much life we can gain from here. We'll go Oketra's Monument to make a bunch of... Well, it saves mana and it makes tokens for that Auriok champion. So we'll dump out the Auriok champion here. Then we play a land and tap that for mana straight away. And it's Serret Ascendant now. And discarding cards this whole time to Painful Quandary. We'll go Oreskos Explorer, which is another ETB, gain life. And then I think we can just dump Heliod into play. And we'll finish things off with Authority of the Consuls. And would you look at that? 50 life exactly. Well, we can force the draw at least if we need to. And we've got plenty of chump blockers for these horses now. Yeah, maybe could have sequenced some bits differently there, but... Well, we've kept ourselves in the game at least. A Cruel Ultimatum, okay. Luckily, we've got all those tokens. Like I said, we'll just get rid of the Vigilance Warrior tokens, or one of them. We lose 5 life and discard 3 cards. And we might be able to just go wide on our opponent next turn, I'm not sure. Okay, a Dream Salvage as well. Draw cards equal to the number of cards an opponent discarded this turn, so... That is 1 mana, draw 3. Go up to 13 in hand. And a Blasphemous Act. So deciding to destroy everything in play. And that does take down the Indestructible horses because they don't have Indestructible anymore once the Crested Sunmare has gone down. But they do keep the 13 damage points on them. Auriok Champion stays in play though, thanks to the protection from red, which might be relevant here. Might just bring back the Crested Sunmare with Emiria the Sky Ruin. Now a Wheel of Torture from our opponent. Deals X damage equal to the number of cards in their hand to a player. So we'll have a bit of life loss there. Not really relevant at this point, thanks to all the life gain last turn. Grab back the Crested Sunmare, that triggers the Auriok Champion. And the Heliod will get animated again, so we'll start putting plus counters on it again. A Caged Sun, not really all that relevant. We'll give the Auriok Champion lifelink with Heliod. And I think we get our opponent on commander damage here. Yeah, so there we go, going back up to 42 life. And we would have gotten an Indestructible horse at the end of the turn. But yeah, the turn where we attacked them, God knows how long ago, and landing that commander damage was actually relevant here because our opponent was managing to deal with us quite nicely and control the game there. And yeah, they could have potentially kept us out of cards there. So yeah, it's a good game to my opponent. Hopefully you all enjoyed this one. That was a very interactive one, so yeah, I think it was an entertaining one. But let me know what you all think in the comment section. Leave it a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.